Okay, let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fat Chance Belly Dance University's very first YouTube live stream. I'm so excited to be here. I'm going to give everybody just a couple of minutes to join us. And while we wait a couple of minutes, I will just tell you a little bit about what we're doing here today and who we are. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Deanna. I'm the owner and director here at Fat Chance Belly Dance University, or FcbdU. We are the official online resource for all things Fat Chance belly dance style. So classes, costuming, technique, drills, makeup, history, all of the things. You can check out our full website on FcbdU.com. We have over 200 classes that you can purchase individually, as well as subscribe to get all of our classes for only $25 a month. We are here today to meet another new instructor that we're bringing to you. First, I want to introduce you to our co-host, who is also an advanced level instructor, and they are an instructor here on FcbdU. She has a full level 1 series in Spanish, as well as a few wonderful classes in English and a few more coming. So I just want to introduce you to Lore. Hello, Lore. Welcome.
Hello. How are you?
I'm so glad that you're here.
I am too. I'm very, very happy and so glad to be sharing with all of you. And yeah, I'm super excited. And yeah, well, I don't know. My name is Lorena. As Diana said, I am a Fat Chance Bellyrolls University instructor, and it's my pleasure to be here to be welcoming our new instructor in the community.
Yay! Great. And if you want to learn more about Lore, I'll put her instructor bio in the comments that you can check her out later and check out all of her classes as well. And so now, for the reason that we are here today, we're going to introduce our next instructor. And just in case you don't know, we are going to have today's interview in both kind of English and Spanish. Kind of like a little bit of Spanglish probably thrown in there too as well. So our next instructor is a fabulous, amazing dancer. I've watched her YouTube videos and her social media videos for over at least 3 or 4 years since I've been kind of following her online. And as you know, our focus this month on FcbdU has been solos, which includes the fabulous, mysterious, brain, body, mind meld of Bellyrolls and Flutters. And so I'm so happy that this fabulous instructor has joined our team here at FcbdU, and that's their first couple of classes that they'll be teaching us today. So I want to welcome Emine. Thank you so much for being here.
Yay.
Hello, thank you. Thank you for that awesome presentation.
Well, it's so wonderful to have you. Of course, we've been online friends for a while, and you're a fellow, all three of us here are advanced level instructors, so you're a fellow ATT graduate. And yeah, I just think the world of you, and so excited to have you as part of the team here on FcbdU.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be part of this, and Bellyrolls and Flutters are my favorite movement to teach and to practice, so I'm really happy to be with these classes.
Yay! Thank you, thank you. So how we're going to work today's interview is I will ask the question in English, and then Emine can either answer in Spanish or Lore will translate. And so if we have Spanish speakers in the audience, Lore, maybe you'll translate this part. If we have Spanish speakers in the audience, please feel free to ask your questions, your comments in Spanish if you'd like, if that's most comfortable for you. And we'll work together to translate those and get your questions and comments answered. Lori, do you want to translate that just in case?
I was like in pause. Yes, of course. Para las personas que vienen de nuestra comunidad de Latinoamérica o española, pueden hacer sus preguntas en español en el chat y yo las voy a traducir para la comunidad de habla inglesa. Y bueno, siéntanse libres de hacer ahí sus comentarios en español, los traducimos por acá, pueden intentar inglés. Para eso estamos. Entonces, sí. Listo.
Okay. Great. So I thought we would just kick off today asking Emine to just tell us a little bit. Emine, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you found Fat Chance belly dance style.
Bueno, ahora sí, empiezo en español. Bueno, yo soy Emine, soy de Buenos Aires, Argentina, Sudamérica, bien, bien lejos de Estados Unidos, Europa, que es donde siempre tenemos siempre hemos tenido a las maestras. Así que yo descubrí lo que era el antiguo estilo fusión tribal cuando tenía 15 años, hace bastante tiempo, y cuando las redes sociales no eran lo que son hoy.
A ver, traduzco eso un poco.
Sí.
Okay, so this is Emine from Buenos Aires, Argentina, from the very bottom of Latin America, which is South America. And yeah, she's very, very far from where all the teachers were coming from. I mean, she's on the other side of the States and very far from Europe, where most of the teachers were concentrated. And she started when she discovered the like former known as tribal fusion belly dance and now fusion belly dance, and she was only 15 years old.
That's amazing.
Y bueno, las redes sociales que tenemos hoy no existían. Eso es muy importante porque era muy difícil acceder a los contenidos.
Social network wasn't like what it is today, so it was extremely hard to get into, like, to get our hands on stuff, you know, like it was very, very hard to have resources.
Y bueno, y yo descubrí que esta nueva fusión tenía raíces en el estilo Fat Chance Belly Dance, y así es como fui a estudiar por primera vez con Carolina. Ni más ni menos. Mi primera maestra de estilo Fat Chance fue Carolina y Mega.
Okay, so she discovered that the roots of the fusion belly dance was Fat Chance belly dance. So she had to have the teacher. So her first, very, very first teacher was Carolina Nerico and Mega Gavin.
And how long ago was that, Emine?
¿Hace cuánto?
2008.
Yeah, 2008.
Ese año nos conocimos con Lore y también con Ceci, que bueno, fue como nuestro primer grupo de baile y con el que hicimos un montón de cosas.
So that's the very first year when we met, and that we were our first little dance group, and that's the year that we met together, and we met with Carolina and Mega in the same workshops.
Oh, I love that. I don't think I knew that. That's amazing.
We were part of the group together in the beginning.
That's wonderful.
Y hicimos muchos espectáculos callejeros. Nos gustaba bailar en la calle.
We were kind of hippie, and we did a lot of street shows. So we just went to the streets and danced the style on the streets.
Yeah. Y bueno, cuando tomé el Tribal Pura con Carolina y Mega, fue la primera vez que entendí en qué consistía esto de improvisar en grupo, y me pareció increíble.
So when she came she went to Mexico for Tribal Pura. That's when she understood the improvisation style in group, and she just fell in love.
Uh-huh. Y bueno, y se convirtió en mi principal interés, así que inicialmente era solo para conocer las raíces, pero al final terminé dedicándome 100% a eso, y nada, estaba súper emocionada por enseñar los pasos y códigos a bailarinas de mi país para poder compartirlos juntas.
So this became her main style, even though she started with fusion, and this was like everything for her, and it became like the thing to share, because she wanted to share it in her country, so she had friends to dance with too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y bueno, y eso me llevó a recorrer un poco también el mundo, a cambiar mucho mi vida, porque empecé, o sea, mi primer viaje creo que tenía 20 años, era la primera vez que salía de mi país, además lo hice sola, y a partir de ahí, bueno, empecé a viajar y cambió toda mi vida.
So this gave her like it opens the doors for her to travel the world. And she was very young. She was only 20 years old. And this was like the very first time out of her country by herself, only by herself. And the style got her to travel around the world.
Oh, I love that so much, and just connect with other dancers. It's so wonderful that you found this, and it was hard to get all the resources that you could get. So it's almost like it just inspires you to just dive even in. It's like, what can I get my hands on? It's that hunger for the knowledge. And then eventually it just opened you up to this whole world of dancers and the love for the style. So, and now you have all of the access.
I remember that I didn't know anything of English, and I was really focused watching everything because I can't understand what I was listening. So I was really, really focused, and I remember each small movement. That was amazing.
Oh, I think that that's beautiful and a really important point, because the beauty of this style is that one of the many things of this style is that it is a language on its own. So, we could dance with anybody regardless of if we spoke Spanish or English or German or Portuguese or whatever, we could just dance. And so to be able to watch the body in motion and mimic that, the language of the words isn't needed. That's when we really get into the details of it. But otherwise, just watching and studying the body and the movements it's so beautiful. And I was, of course, taking your classes as you submitted them, and I was watching them. And I loved that, your classes are in Spanish with English subtitles. So that's fantastic. Thank you so much for putting that together. But I found that I didn't even need the subtitles because I was just watching and mimicking what you were doing, and it just worked. It allowed me to flow in. And because you weren't speaking the language that I'm most comfortable with, I just tuned out and just focused on the sensations in the body. And it was wonderful. And for Bellyrolls and Flutters, I feel like that's really important.
Sí, algunas veces cuando no contamos con un recurso, por ejemplo, no entender el lenguaje, como que se encienden otras antenas de nuestro cuerpo y podemos incluso enfocarnos de otra manera.
So she says that even sometimes when we don't have one resource, like in this case language, then something else opens up, like other doors you have to discover, so you can get everything there together.
That's a beautiful way to look at it. I'm looking at the comments. Hello, everyone at YouTube World, our very first live chat. And I'll get to some of these. Just wanted to say hi to Maria and Glenda and Hilde and Silmara. And Maria says, I hear you. Translating from another language can be very strange. So Greek is her first language. And so I know many dancers who they don't have teachers in their first language. And so they have to learn in English. And sometimes that translation can be a challenge. Okay, so can you tell us, I know you told us a little bit about your training, but I also know that you do fusion, which I find, of course, in your classes and I see it in your beautiful dancing as well. So I was wondering what other trainings you've done and how that has influenced your teaching or your dancing.
¿Quieres traducir la pregunta?
Sí. Si quiere, bueno, rápidamente, pregunta que está interesada como, aparte que haces fusión, que tienes otros entrenamientos, entonces, como...
Cuando era pequeña siempre hice deportes, es como, yo no me sentía identificada con la danza. La danza entró en mi vida un poco más en la adolescencia y la verdad es que la única danza con la que me he sentido 100% identificada y disfrutándola y sintiéndome auténtica ha sido el belly dance. Así que realmente como estudiar, solamente me he dedicado al belly dance.
Okay, I'll translate. I have a little bit of attention deficit, so I need to explore new chunks. So yeah, when she says that she never like identify with physical exercise, like like you say physical, yeah,
No, creo que estás diciendo, o
como
sea,
deporte.
de chica siempre hice deportes y no me
Siempre.
sentía identificada con la danza. Al
Okay.
contrario.
Estaba diciendo la
Sí.
No, I was saying in the other way. So she was very into sports, but she wasn't identifying with dance. And yeah, she
Y en la
really,
adolescencia descubrí el belly dance.
it was not until when she was a teenager when she discovered belly dance.
Nice.
Y el belly dance se convirtió en la danza con la que me sentí más auténtica.
Then this is the style where she like really identified and felt more authentic.
Nice.
Gracias.
Entonces, si bien siempre una está investigando y explorando y acercándose a otros artistas, lo único que realmente me he dedicado es al belly dance.
And she is like we usually like always are exploring different artists and music and stuff, but what she really focused her time, like her life, is just dance, belly dance.
Yeah.
Y como otras actividades, bueno, hago yoga y me interesa mucho la biomecánica. En los últimos años, en lo que más me he enfocado es en la biomecánica de los movimientos, que me parece que es un recurso muy importante como docentes para poder ayudar a nuestras alumnas y adaptarnos a las dificultades que tiene cada alumna.
So the other activity she does is like yoga, but another like thing that she really focused right now, it's in biomechanics, because she thinks this is like a very important resource, so we can help our students. Like if we really understand how it's done, then we can share it, right? So
exactly. I love that because that's my passion as well. And I think that as instructors, the more you start kind of going down what I call rabbit holes, if you want to learn this, you want to learn this, you start trying to find the tools that can best help not only you, but yeah, your students, because you see your students moving and you're thinking, what is it? What is that thing that I need to tell them to help them with their technique? And then you learn about the body and then you know how to explain to them for their specific technique. So I love that.
Y creo que yo desde mi lugar de estudiante me di cuenta que al principio, en las primeras clases que yo tomaba, estaba pensando en aprender para mí. Entonces solo me interesaba el contenido en relación a mis necesidades. Y en el desarrollarme como maestra empecé a entender la importancia de prestar atención a otros recursos que tal vez para mí personalmente no son tan relevantes, pero que son importantes para usarlos con alumnas.
Okay, so when this is very important too, that in the beginning when she was first learning, she was really focusing in the content, but like just for her, like what she needed and what it was useful for her. But as she grew up in her career, and she started to focus in more in the resources as a teacher, like which things she could extract from her trainings for helping her students.
Yes, I love that. I there was a blog post we recently put out on FcbdU that it kind of talked about how all of our instructors create our own cocktail out of all of our instructors, So Emine, like a little bit of Carolina, a little bit of Mega, a little bit of biomechanics, a little bit, and it creates her own unique teaching approach.
Yes,
yeah, totally. Our experiences shape us.
Yeah, we are the little parts of all of our teachers. Like we couldn't really say like this is my only teacher. We have so many teachers. It can even be your Zumba teacher.
Exactly. And so as a teacher, I'd love to hear how you keep your students motivated, because I know you were teaching during the pandemic and you were teaching online and in person. And so how have you found is the most beneficial way for you to keep your students motivated?
Bueno, para mí y creo que para mis alumnas también, lo que más nos motiva es la comunidad, la interacción entre nosotras. Entonces, en pandemia el enfoque estuvo principalmente en la parte técnica. Y creo que respecto a la técnica, lo importante es que cuando yo estoy puliendo mi técnica, estoy haciendo algo también para mi comunidad y para mis compañeras, porque me convierto en una bailarina más fácil de seguir, más fácil de entender.
Okay, so she thinks that what really keeps us motivated is a community interaction between each other, between the dancers. So when the pandemic hit, we really focus only in technique. But she thinks that when we focus in technique and we work in ourselves to get better, then you are also working for the community, because you will be a dancer who is better understood, and when she's dancing to, you know, the movements and everything.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. I never really thought about putting those two concepts together. Like yes, my technique is better to communicate, but that the fact that helps build a stronger community because communication is more clear. I love that concept.
Y bueno, ahora que volvimos con mis alumnas presenciales a la presencialidad, estamos haciendo improvisación todo el tiempo.
Now she says that when we are back to the life out there, now they're doing improv. But if I can add something in Spanish, yo creo que eso está padrísimo, porque como tuvieron tanto trabajo de técnica, ahora es más fácil improvisar. Tienes las herramientas para divertirte, ¿no? Tienes la libertad, ¿no? So yeah, what I think, Diana, is that if you work a lot in your technique, now of course you will have more freedom to improv, because now you're confident. You know, you have all the resources in your body right now. So
yes,
I guess it's about the hard skills and soft skills, right? So
algunas alumnas, después de tanto tiempo de bailar a distancia, al principio tenían un poco de miedo de volver a bailar juntas, como creían que se habían olvidado algo. Y apenas empezaron, se dieron cuenta que no, que todo estaba ahí y que lo podían usar.
So she says that some of her students were afraid after the pandemic that they forgot how to dance with each other, but they realized after just a little that everything was in there. It was just like a matter of just going out there and dance.
I think that a lot of us will feel that when we go back, and many people are already dancing in person again, but I think a lot of people that still haven't been in a big group will feel that for sure when they're first start following. Again, we've all been doing solos in our homes for the last 2 years. And then I'm going to sidebar for a moment and check in with one of the questions that we had on YouTube, if that's okay. So Glenda says, hi, Emine. This is a good question. Why teach at FcbdU? And why do you think FcbD style is relevant today?
Bueno, decí.
Bueno, la pregunta es que ¿por qué enseñar en FcbdU y por qué crees que este estilo es relevante hoy?
Bueno, primero tengo que agradecer la invitación a ser parte y a incluir mi clase en FcbD University. Agradecer también y saludar a Lina, que bueno, hoy no pudo estar acá, pero la verdad que fue muy dulce y fue también un puente para que esto fuera posible. ¿Quieres traducirlo?
She wants to, first of all, to thank FcbdU University for the invitation to be part of the teachers team, and also she wants to send a really big thank to Alina, who was a bridge to be part of this. She was very sweet, and yeah.
Y bueno, obviamente que para mí es un orgullo, un honor tener esta posibilidad de estar aquí, donde están los principales recursos del estilo Fat Chance.
And for her, it's an honor to be part of the platform where all the all the main resources of Fat Chance Belly Dance are. Yeah.
Y bueno, ¿y por qué creo que es relevante estudiar aquí? Por un lado, lo que venimos diciendo es la fuente, es la información primera, es lo más puro del estilo, ¿no? Y por otro lado, creo que también es importante apoyar la comunidad y el desarrollo de nuestro estilo, que depende también de nosotras como comunidad, porque, bueno, no es un estilo de danza masivo que esté en los videoclips de los principales cantantes del mundo. Entonces, creo que el fortalecimiento de nuestra danza y de nuestra comunidad depende de nosotras y depende de que nos apoyemos mutuamente.
And she thinks that, well, the platform, it's like, as she said, why she wants to, why she thinks it's important to be in the platform is because this is like the source where like the style is, and it's very important. It's up to us to make the style strong and more like spread around everywhere, because this is not like a style or a dance that it's with the, you know, the pop culture and artists, yeah, the popular things. So it's important for us to support each other and make our community stronger. Sí, creo que sí. ¿Algo más?
Sí, y no sé si lo dijiste, pero creo que también ahí es donde van a encontrarse las herramientas más puras del estilo, ¿no?
Because this is a platform where you will find the purest, you know, tools and resources of the style.
Que es muy importante para cuando después nos juntamos todas tener el mismo lenguaje realmente.
Exactly. Yeah. So she says that, of course, the most important thing is to have it all in one place, so we all can go to that place. And then, I mean, I'm putting more words in there, but because when we get together, then we have the same knowledge. You know, it's coming from the same source instead of all spread all over. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and here at FcbdU, I mean, what we want to make sure that everybody is getting is the information that you can go into general skills and teacher training and know that this is exactly how the style is being taught by the creator, Carolina, and how the style can be preserved and passed down to generation and generation so that we continue to make this beautiful dance style grow, but also think about how it's changed your life and the people that you've met through the dance. We want to be able to offer that same beautiful experience and life expansion to whomever comes across this style of dance. And so for sure, it's really important to preserve that. And it's always, I just want to say that that Emine said thank you to Alina, and I want to reiterate that because Alina's, of course, for those of you who don't know Alina is my right hand in FcbdU. She's the social media manager and my assistant and so much more to our style. And so she had asked, she's like, have you ever thought about asking Emine to teach at FcbdU? I said, I do. I'd love to have her teach, but I don't know her well enough to reach out and I don't speak Spanish. And so there's like this nervousness anytime I'm going to reach out to an instructor. It feels like I'm going to ask them on a date. So the same with Lori. It's like, would you like maybe to be an instructor at FcbdU? So yes, thank you to Alina for being that bridge. To giving that extra confidence and reaching out to Emine. And I think that that's what it's all about, right? Bringing in the people that we know can make a difference in other people's lives, instructors that we know have something really special to offer that the world needs to see more of, and bringing them into FcbdU. And to reiterate, oh, go ahead, Lori.
No, I was just, I wanted just to point out that, which is a really good time to do it, is that the instructors are chosen based also in the standardization. Like we are respecting like the source, and just reminding the audience that Emine was also part of the training of the advanced teacher program, which was one of those huge, I mean, it was 2 weeks, like fully, I always remember it was like military training kind of. Again,
yes,
so
one of the best experience in my, but the best, I think, the best experience like a teacher was attending the ATT.
Yeah, it was like it was, like again the same step. We were like really the same. We are going crazy, but in the end, it has to be there. And I have to. We just had a meeting with Carolina, and they're like, there's always this question popping in the air, like, but what has changed about what steps have changed, from the past to now? And the answer is always the same. And people sometimes keep asking the same, no, like, but what about this step or this, or now it's made different? And the answer is always the same. Nothing is different. It's always the same. Always the same. So I think it's really nice that when any student or dancer have any question, like, oh, I wanna see this step how it's changing or something, just go to the source. You will have it in your hand in FcbdU, and you just can see it by yourself that nothing has changed because it's already there.
Yeah, everything's just over the years as things have become more solidified. The terminology may have changed a little bit, or the way that it's being taught, but the move itself doesn't change. And if you I have to just do a little plug for the 20-year anniversary DVD, because that DVD is amazing and it explains why some movements aren't done anymore and why some costuming isn't worn anymore too. So if you're looking at more resources, that's a really great one. And before we move on, the second part to Glenda's question, I would love to just take a moment to talk about that. She says, and why do you think FcbD is relevant today? And I just want to kind of touch on this, and then I'd love for you guys to chime in. I think that the world right now and over the last few years has been very divisive and very compartmentalized. Like, I belong to this group and I belong to this group and you belong to this group. And it's just been a very separate focused. And I really think that as we can see in our online community and in our events, I think that FcbD style just throws all those barriers aside and says, ultimately, we are people and we want to communicate, we want to connect with each other. And the differences don't matter because we're all human and we can all show up as we are and be accepted as we are. And I really think that after all of this that's happened through the pandemic with life and government and war and just everything, I think that people will be looking for that as well. And so I think it's just really important to showcase that feeling of belonging that the community offers so that we can invite people in that also want and need to feel that same acceptance and belonging.
Creo que el estilo Fat Chance también es relevante porque viene como a cubrir una necesidad que teníamos nosotras, que tienen muchas mujeres incluso antes de conocer el estilo. Y que voy a hablar por mí, por mi comunidad, nosotras acá en Argentina y específicamente en Buenos Aires. Tal vez ocurra lo mismo en otras partes del mundo, pero no quiero generalizar. ¿Querés traducir eso?
So she thinks that Fat Belly Dance style is relevant today because the style came to fulfill a necessity that we had as women, just as women, like looking for this union. So she's going to talk about herself and her community in Buenos Aires and Argentina. In Argentina, in her city, Buenos Aires.
Nosotras no teníamos eso de poder juntarnos entre mujeres y bailar entre nosotras, que es diferente a armar una coreografía y subirse a un escenario a presentar un número coreografiado.
So they didn't have this style where they could just get together and dance. They had to have like a choreography and just to present something choreographed. That was the only option they had.
Obviamente creo que esto tiene que ver también con las raíces mismas de la danza del vientre, pero que son raíces que tal vez el cine, tal vez esta transformación que se fue dando del belly dance en el siglo pasado, como que la tapó, la ocultó un poco, ¿no?
She thinks that, of course, this group dance has to do with the roots of the belly dance itself, but she thinks that maybe because the cinema or, like in the last century, it really, how do you say, it covered up, like the root of getting together and dance.
Y tal vez recién en los últimos años nosotras empezamos a descubrir o se empezó a visibilizar más este origen de la danza del vientre, que es totalmente diferente a la imagen que teníamos de la odalisca sexy y sensual que se impuso desde los medios masivos.
A ver, entonces, como me repites la primera parte, o sea...
Esta faceta de las raíces de la danza, bueno, nosotros la llamamos danza del vientre, pero en realidad de las danzas que pertenecen a cada comunidad, ¿no? A veces es difícil hablar de terminología sin profundizar demasiado.
I know. She says that it's kind of hard to speak terminology without really going into like the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So she was just thinking like the image of the dance that we have, it was more like the glamour and the belly dancer and the exotic thing, But they didn't have the community part of it, like the dancing together.
Yeah.
Y en los últimos años se está visibilizando más esa parte del belly dance que los medios masivos ocultaron.
So in the last years, it's been more visibilized. Yeah, that this part of the group and community that the massive media had been hidden.
Pero
the group
tal vez
aspect is, the group aspect is more predominant. Is that what
that now you can see it more?
No, como que las danzas tradicionales fueron ocultadas por el imaginario del cine.
Yeah, so she says that the traditional dances were hidden because of the imagination or the imaginary world of the cinema.
Gotcha, yes.
Y solo ahora se empieza a hablar más de eso y a conocerse más eso.
And just now is when we start to know more about that, of the origin of the dance, like the roots of being like a community dance.
Uh-huh. Yes. Pero bueno, el estilo Fat Chance es algo también moderno y global, que justamente nos interpeló. Perdón por las palabras que elijo para que traduzcas.
Because her Spanish is Argentinian, and sometimes I'm like, how do I translate that even in Mexican Spanish and now in English? But it's fine.
Y bueno, y nada, creo que con su acercamiento contemporáneo, el estilo Fat Chance nos permitió revivir ese sentimiento, esa sensación de poder bailar juntas.
Okay, so this is very important, and I really like it also, is that she said that Fat Chance, with her approach, like even being modern and contemporary, it gave us the tools and it opened the doors to recover that feeling and, that sentiment of community and belonging.
Yes, y entonces nos permite juntarnos y liberar la mente y bailar como deberíamos haber podido hacer siempre las mujeres, y en algún momento se nos quitó eso.
So it allows us to get together and have fun and dance like it should have been always, but in some point somebody took it from us. So we don't know, but now it's like Fat Chance is giving us like the perfect excuse to just get together and have fun and dance. Of course, there are more ones from me.
Sorry, I was telling things that was not easy to translate.
It's okay. We'll figure it out. It's teamwork.
Yes.
It's teamwork. It's beautiful, though. And I love that it's like a reclaiming of being able to get together as a community and dance, and it not have to be this performance or glamour, sexy situation. If that's what I'm hearing.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, we got like I guess it's like the story of many of us, like not like we really like belly dance, but we really didn't like the shiny, the soloist, so but once we found Fat Chance belly dance, that we can get together and dance and have fun, and it's about the group, and yeah, and this, like Emine said, the important thing, the interaction and get together. So we were like, this is for us, no? So that's why Fat Chance belly dance is relevant today, because it gives us the space and the platform to do those other things and dance.
Yes. I love that. I'd love to hear from everyone in the comments as well. What you think, why you think Fat Chance belly dance style is relevant today. And we might not read them, of course, all here, but I would love to see the comments and we will comment to them afterwards as well.
There's one in Spanish. Do you want me to?
Yeah, I was going to ask you to read that one if you see it.
So, Samide, hola. La pregunta dice, hola a todas. Emine, ¿qué sientes al danzar y qué crees que transmites a tus alumnas y al público cuando bailas? So she's from Chile and she's asking, Emine, what do you feel when you dance and what do you think that you are transmitting to your students when you dance?
Respondo en un segundo. Si me esperan, me parece que se me está quemando algo y ahora vengo.
Okay. So she has to run a little bit fast because something is burning. Maybe.
Oh, that's important. Okay. So while we're waiting on Emine to return, Lore, I think you have some classes coming up.
Ya estoy acá. Perdón. Tengo al lado de mi casa un árbol de moras y estoy recolectando un montón de moras y estoy haciendo dulce y dejé ahí las moras en el fuego y estaba sintiendo como mucho olor a moras. Ya apagué el fuego.
She has a blueberry, I think it's blueberry, tree in her house and she was picking them up and making some candy, but she left it on the fire all this time. So.
Oh no.
Espero que esté bien. Bueno, ¿qué siento cuando bailo? A mí me gusta mucho bailar cerca del público, ¿no? En pequeños escenarios. Me gusta mucho bailar en las calles. Nosotras hacemos siempre nuestros caflas al aire libre. Así que me gusta mucho bailar con público casual y cercana al público.
She really likes to dance close to the people. Like she loves this approach, like getting to get like close to the audience, and they even have this hafla to the open air and dance, like for everybody, like just there, close.
Y en ese momento lo que siento es como si estuviera charlando, jugando, divirtiéndome con la audiencia.
And what she feels is like she's having fun, that she's having a conversation with the audience.
Y creo que una de las cosas que más me gusta es que bailando me siento muy presente. En el momento en que baile estoy totalmente enfocada en eso y mi mente no piensa en ninguna otra cosa, como si estuviera meditando.
What she loves is, it's like the last thing she said is like a meditation. Like she's very present. She's just dancing, not thinking about anything else.
Y cuando hacemos espectáculos de escuela, nosotras hacemos fusión también, entonces presentamos también otros números, pero siempre dejamos el estilo Fat Chance para el final. Entonces ese momento es como el momento de listo, ya está, lo logramos, y se siente muy como una celebración, porque como no tenemos que recordar una coreografía y solo estamos improvisando, es como el momento más relajado y feliz de todos nuestros shows.
So she says that they have the school festivals and they usually do like, fusion, lots of fusion choreographies. So all the stress is in those numbers. But then in the end, they put the Fat Chance dance set. So it's like the release, like the celebration. So the style feels like that. Like it's not something to be worried about. It's just to be happy and celebrating.
That's so beautiful. And Emine, I can see that when you're dancing, you just are always so relaxed and so present and just this just peaceful sensation that you put out in your performances. So they're just beautiful. You can see that when you dance, how comfortable you are and just being.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I love watching Emine dance as well. Always have. And one thing that she was saying about being present, I think, and this is my theory, and I will share it and I use it for my marketing as well, because I think it's that when you're present, you make the time stop, kind of. So then you can keep yourself young because you are just stopping time because you are just dancing and floating in there. So nothing to worry about. And I think it's very healthy. And if you are worried about aging, dance will keep you young, at least at heart. But
Yes, love that.
so one of people is telling me they can't write in the chat. I think they need to go to the YouTube, no, to write the.
Yeah, YouTube is the best place to. You should be able to, yeah, just comment in the comments in the YouTube. Yeah, I see it as a live chat, but I guess it's comments. So
Yes.
yeah,
Oh, I see. Yes.
yeah.
So, para
Okay.
las que quieren escribir en el chat, tengan, tal vez es en los comentarios del video, pero no en Facebook, sino en el canal de YouTube. Pues quieren escribir ahí comentarios.
Yeah. And then, so before we, like, I know I want to make sure that we are respectful of Emine's time and of course Lori's time and everyone else's. So I want to have a couple of other questions. We've been talking a lot about dance and how we spend our time dancing and teaching. So what other things besides dance? What are you doing when you're not dancing? What's a little bit about Emine that we might not know?
Preparar dulce de moras.
Y quemarse poquito. She says that she cooks blueberry candy.
Yes, exactly. Besides the blueberry candy.
Bueno, más allá del chiste, sí, realmente me gustan mucho las tareas caseras. Esas cosas que que le gustaban a mis abuelas y yo las escuchaba y no entendía, me parecían aburridas y cada día me gustan más. Cuidar las plantas, arreglar la casa.
She's very homey, like she loves doing the home things, you know, like she remembers listening to her grandmas doing stuff and those things she wouldn't understand, but now as time passes by she loves that, to do that, all those things like cooking, getting the house fixed, stuff.
Yeah.
Y cocinar no tanto, me gusta más la jardinería.
Oh, she likes more the plants. I'm sorry, I was thinking about the candy, but yeah, more like the taking care of the plants and yeah, doing the.
Y me gustan muchísimo todas las actividades al aire libre, con la naturaleza, andar en bici, correr, trepar, como una niña.
She likes all the outdoors activities like running and being in the nature and run and I don't know, hiking.
Me encanta el snorkel, así que cuando puedo estar cerca del mar.
Snorkeling. When she can be close to the sea, she does that.
Nice. Yeah. All those wonderful ways to recharge and self-care. Since you put so much of yourself out into the world and with your students, you can see the need to and the want to be home and recharge in nature as well. I love that.
Ahora estoy muy apasionada también por los dramas coreanos y las series épicas chinas, así que ese es como mi enamoramiento.
She's very into Korean like dramas and yeah, the Chinese TV series.
That's great. Oh my gosh, we'll have to exchange a few. That would be fun to exchange. And then, so to bring us back, let me just make sure there aren't any I know there's like a few questions in the comments and we'll try to see if we can, maybe Emine can chime in on YouTube later on. But I wanted to talk a little bit about your classes before we close out today. So I'm really, really excited. As we said, Emine's classes on FcbdU, her first two classes on FcbdU are Bellyrolls, which will Bellyroll Like a Pro releases on Tuesday, October 18th, so next Tuesday. And of course, you can purchase it individually. It'll be $25 to purchase her course, or you can have it included with your monthly subscription for $25. And then her class on Flutters is going to be released the following Tuesday. And so it's a whole month, again, of solos, flutters, belly rolls. It's part of our challenge. So if you're participating in our Instagram Grit Challenge, you're definitely going to want to take Emine's classes so you can add that to your practice. They're absolutely amazing. Emine, can you tell us a little bit about your belly rolls class and what people can expect?
Bien, bueno, las clases son no solo de belly roll en sí mismo, sino de cómo trabajar y reconocer y sentir mejor nuestra zona abdominal. Y trabajamos mucho con lo que es la postura, tratando de descubrir nuestros músculos más internos y cómo disociarlos del recto abdominal, que es el que nosotras después vamos a mover para lograr, bueno, los belly rolls.
So she says that the classes are about belly rolls, but mainly it's about recognizing the zone of your abdomens and putting a lot of focus in your posture and recognizing zones like the rectus abdominis. Yeah, it's more about, like, I guess, biomechanics of the movement.
Yeah. Las personas muchas veces le tienen miedo al trabajo con los abdominales, o no quieren, o sienten que se cansan, pero creo que realmente es muy importante para toda nuestra danza. Así que vamos a trabajar de manera progresiva con algunos ejercicios que les voy a proponer para que después cada una pueda hacer con la duración con la que se sienten cómodas y que puedan ir progresando cada una según su ritmo.
So she thinks that people mainly I'm part of those people, afraid of the abdominal work, and like they feel like they get tired, that they can't do it. But she says that the way she's teaching the classes is going to be in a progressive way, so that they can gain the condition and see their own progression. And because she thinks that the core, the abdomen, is a very, very important part of our dance, and like that you have to be like really conscious of that part of the body. ¿Me faltó algo?
Nada, sí. Muy bien. Vamos a trabajar en la elasticidad, en la flexibilidad para poder empujar el abdomen hacia afuera, y después en el control para ir trayéndolo de nuevo hacia adentro, logrando esa maravillosa ola en ambas direcciones.
She says that we'll be working in elasticity and just to help the abdomens going out, and also control to bring it back, so we can gain the access to those amazing, waves.
Yeah. I cannot say enough about how great the class is, because it really makes you, even if like belly rolls, you're like, I'm never going to do belly rolls, I don't want to do belly rolls. It really helps you have better self-awareness of what's happening in the abdominals, which is, I mean, we could sit here all day and talk about the benefit of being more aware of what's happening in the torso and in the belly. So even if just taking it for that, it's amazing.
Iba a decir algo y me olvidé. Me quedé prestando atención. Creo que a medida que uno le pierde el miedo y se saca de la cabeza la idea de que no puede, el trabajo de belly roll es muy de concentración en una misma, en el detalle, y de empezar a jugar, de perder el miedo y probar los movimientos con nuestro abdomen. Y es muy interesante que lo podemos practicar en cualquier momento. Yo puedo estar ahora acá sentada hablando con ustedes y estar practicando mi belly roll. Así que lo pueden hacer después en la oficina, en el viaje al trabajo, en cualquier momento.
So she thinks that it's more like the movement is more about concentration, and to be concentrated, and also to be focused, and also to the details. And it's more about also playing and not having no fear. So you can do it everywhere. She can even be doing it right now, sitting, and it's about to have fun.
Y hacia el final de la clase trabajamos con algunos ejercicios hipopresivos. Cuando trabajamos con el recto abdominal, estamos generando mucha presión interna. Entonces vamos a terminar la clase con algunos ejercicios hipopresivos para generar el efecto opuesto, y además para empezar a prepararnos para la siguiente clase, que es la de Flutters.
Okay, so I don't know how to translate hypopressives. Have you heard? I don't know. I am Spanish. Hipopresivos.
Proprioception?
No.
No. It's these exercises where you suck and release your abdomen.
Oh, yeah, like pranayama. Breath control.
No.
Más o menos.
No, never mind. We'll just have to watch the class and...
Hipopresivos Es la contracción del diafragma.
It's a contraction of the diaphragm.
Que quita presión a los órganos abdominales.
That releases the pressure from the internal organs.
Got it.
Cuando contraemos el recto abdominal, es como que estamos haciendo fuerza hacia afuera, expulsando.
When we contract the abdominals, rectus abdominals, it's like you are pressing to the outside.
Mm.
¿No?
Y sí, y cuando contraemos el diafragma, hacemos lo opuesto, elevamos nuestros órganos internos.
I think les estás diciendo toda la clase que vayan y la She's telling them the class right now.
Take the class, take the class.
Exactly. She's doing the spoilers right now. But yeah, like she's saying that the opposite with the diaphragm, then it's the opposite, is inside. Yes.
Yeah.
Perdón, es mi pasión por enseñar.
No, it's great. She's
Sí, me dejan 2 segundos más y
ya
la clase.
I
think that's how the teachers that are passionate about it, it's like, let me tell you all the things. I want to tell you everything.
Pero bueno, terminamos entonces la clase con estos ejercicios que además nos van a preparar para la clase número 2, que es la de Flutters.
And when she finishes these exercises, it's perfect for making the bridge to the second class, which is the Flutters.
Yes. So I'm really excited about those. And then the Flutters, I know that's a whole different thing because it's a lot more visualization, really, right? I think that it's visualization and like not being afraid of being out of breath.
En la clase de Flutters, que es tal vez mucho más calma que la clase de Bellyrolls, empezamos trabajando mucho con la respiración.
In the class of Flutters, it's a little bit more calm and you start working a little bit more with breathing.
Y poco a poco vamos a ir viendo cómo controlar las distintas etapas de nuestra respiración, cómo controlar la respiración que a nosotras nos interesa para este vibrado de diafragma.
And that's the class where you're going to learn about the different stages of the breathing that you need to control so you can have the vibration of the diaphragm.
Y al final de la clase vamos a empezar de a poquito a hacer el vibrado, también con propuestas para distintos niveles.
And then at the end of the class, you'll have the option to have different levels of, practice, depending on your...
Son ejercicios que toman tiempo, pero también una vez, en el momento en que los logramos, es como que de repente todo tiene sentido. Parece imposible hasta que finalmente sale.
These are exercises that will take time, but it's like practice, and there's going to be the moment that you get it, everything makes sense.
Yeah. I'm waiting on that for the Flutters.
Y yo siempre les cuento a mis alumnas que cuando yo lo logré hacer, hasta poder llevarlo a un escenario, pasó como 1 año. Yo siempre lo agregaba a mis coreografías y en el momento estaba tan excitada mi respiración que no lo podía hacer. Y con 1 año de práctica recién pude empezar a controlarlo arriba del escenario.
She said that when she tells the story to her students that when she finally got it, like it took her almost like a year, so she were able to show it in a performance. Otherwise, because she would be dancing, she put it in the choreographies, but then in the moment when she wanted to present it, her breathing will be all over that she couldn't really do it. But after a year, then it was there. Yeah.
So entonces creo que sí, y creo que también es muy bueno llevar estos ejercicios a nuestra respiración en general a la hora de tener un show para sentirnos más cómodas, más confiadas.
And I think these are tools not only for this movement, but for the general performances, because then you get to control your breathing when you're dancing, in your performance. You will feel more calm and comfortable when you're dancing.
Agreed.
Y para el final de la clase también hay una sorpresa, pero de eso no digo nada. La tienen que ir a ver y hacer para enterarse.
So, at the end of the class, you'll have a surprise, but this time she won't tell us the spoiler. You have to go take the class.
You have to take the class to see the surprise.
Exactly.
So Emine's classes are, as we mentioned, they're in Spanish with English subtitles, which I'm so grateful to have both of those, because just being able to turn the subtitles off and just watch and just really get into what she's like, follow what she's doing, and then maybe turn the subtitles on and see if you can like link the brain and the body together. I think that's a really beneficial way to do it. And I think as teachers also, for me, watching and taking a class that's in a different language reminds me of what it must be like for my new dancers to come in and me saying things like Egyptian or swivel step or belly. They just would be the same way. So I think it's really beneficial to take classes in other languages as well, for many reasons.
Haciendo los subtítulos me di cuenta todo lo que hablo.
She said that as soon as she did the subtitles, she realizes how much she talks.
Okay, well, thank you all so much for joining us here on our very first live YouTube. We have a lot more live events coming up. We're just kind of kicking off our YouTube channel, and we even have a free class releasing next Thursday on head slides that we're going to premiere here on our YouTube channel as well. Emine, I'm so happy to have you here as part of FcbdU. I'm just thrilled for you to be a part of our team and for you to share all of your secrets for Bellyrolls and Flutters, so that hopefully one day, can we just have one day?
Quiero aprovechar en este momento agregar algo, porque vi que alguien me preguntó, me pidió un consejo para quienes recién están empezando, ya sea en esta danza o quienes recién están empezando con los Bellyrolls y Flutters. Lo que más les aconsejo es que no busquen que salga perfecto. Busquen divertirse, disfrutar del proceso. Y cuanto más lo disfruten, más lo van a repetir y de a poco van a poder comprender mejores detalles y avanzar. Así que lo más importante es que se relajen y disfruten. Quería decir eso.
So she said there's a question in the chat about like what's the advice for someone who's just starting in dance, but she says that also if you're just starting with your belly roll and flutters, that you shouldn't be looking for perfection, but to have fun. Just have fun and it will come. But yeah, mainly not perfection, but have fun.
Great advice. Great advice. And you can catch Emine's new classes. Again, first one releases on Tuesday. It's Bellyrolls, and the next one releases the following Tuesday, and it's Flutters. And Lori, thank you so much for joining us today and co-hosting this event and being our translator. And thank you. You can catch Lori's classes also on FcbdU. I will post comments, links to all of their instructor pages and classes below. And before we go, I just want to remind everybody to like and subscribe. Isn't that what we're supposed to do when we have a YouTube video?
Yes.
Like and subscribe. Click the bell. All the buttons. And follow us on social. We are doing this month in October, our Grit Challenge on Instagram and Facebook is all about belly rolls and flutters. And I have loved seeing everybody practicing their belly rolls and their flutters. And so I'm really excited to see their practice after they take Emine's classes. So we scheduled these out on purpose so that you could kind of have like a before and then an after at the end of the month. Tag us in all of your videos and your practices. So if you're practicing belly rolls and flutters or you perform belly rolls and flutters, tag Emine in your videos so that we can see how well you're doing. If you're taking classes with Lori and you've experienced something like, oh my gosh, I have a breakthrough, look how good it looks in my new performance, tag Lori. We'd love to hear from you all. And again, it's just a great way to stay connected and community and motivated, not just for you, but your motivation also inspires others. Again, we could not do this without you, without our subscribers. So for only $25 a month, you get access to all of our classes, unlimited. Take all of our classes as many times as you would like. And be sure to tell your friends because that's the best way to find out more about us. So thank you so much, Lori. Thank you so much, Emine. Thank you so much, Alina, who's not with us today, but hopefully she's watching in the background. And thank you, everyone that joined us here for our live stream, very first live stream. Okay.
Thank you, Diana, for all your work too.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Besos.
Besos. Bye.